How you do that little dance on that dick? Yeah. How you do that little dance? Shoot a shit. Yeah. How you do that little dance? Shoot that bitch. Yeah. How you do that? How you do that?
Welcome to the 6th episode of I Said What I Said with Guap. Today's episode, I'm really excited about today's episode. Actually, I have one of my oldest friends, PrettyPerception, here joining me today. We're going to talk a little bit about a poly lifestyle, just different things, different dynamics, and yeah. So if you want, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself, or I'll let you take the wheel.
Oh wow. Okay, so
okay,
so Pretty Perception. I do film photography. I am a poly queer kinkster writer. I do a lot of artistic shit, you know. And I'm a professional be myselfer, I guess.
I love that shit.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard work. Yeah.
But you make it look so easy. Like you make it look like you're just really free, and like you make it look easy to be yourself and be free.
Well, those are the highlights. So I am, like, right now you're seeing like me being authentic. Like I feel good, but I have to fight constantly to be in this space. You know what I mean? Like if you had caught me maybe yesterday or in 3 days, I might be, you know, in that like struggle zone. But I mean, like I've been pretty good. So it's like, yeah, I don't have a problem showing like the raw footage, but like the highlights are what really keep people going and like motivated, and they keep me going and motivated. So yeah,
and that's good to hear, because a lot of times, but I have to remind myself that social media, like my fiance tells me all the time, social media is fake as fuck.
Right.
So
yeah,
looking at it all the time and comparing yourself to that, it's hard whenever you feel like you're in them struggle moments all the time, or it's like sometimes I get frustrated with being in that struggle moment.
Right.
So yeah,
I think the only difference is that people choose to like really keep posting like their highlights. You know what I mean? Like people just advertise that, you know. And I think if people who are having those bad days like not advertise, that's a strong word, but if they celebrated their small wins, you know, they would feel that way too. Like it's just really people just showing gratitude for like the small steps that they're making in life, you know, and it adds to like this bigger picture, you know. So I think if everybody just really just try to be a little bit more grateful, show gratitude, like your perspective will change on life, and things really do change.
Definitely. I'm trying to work on it myself.
I feel like you're doing really fucking good. Like
you don't be feeling like that all the time. You don't be feeling like that all the time, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's gonna get better. I feel like 2021 was a rough year. It was just rough.
Yeah.
And so but seeing on the horizon, I feel like 2022 gonna be a good year. But
yeah,
thank you for saying that I look like I'm doing good, or I look like I'm killing it, you know. But yeah.
No, you and your family, I'm like, yes, I love to see it. I'm just like, y'all have businesses together. I just love it. I just love what y'all are doing. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be, like a unit. Like,
teamwork. That's the best way. Is you gotta feel like you're on a team. Honestly, if you don't feel like that, then it ain't no. I don't know. It ain't good when you don't feel like that.
Yeah.
But shit, I don't even know where do we want to start.
We can segue into the whole village, like teamwork. I mean, sometimes it takes more than two. Right. Sometimes it really truly does take a village, because things can get tough, and women can be complicated. Men can be complicated, so it's just like the more support you have, and not even just like financially or like sexually, you know, just like the more support you have, the better you can be for your community, you know. So I think polyamory is a great way to truly be connected, you know what I mean? If you're open to the idea of family, you know.
That's so good. I guess I never. You're right. I just, and like we were previously talking about, people just think it's all about sex. I guess whenever I think poly, I used to think just sex. It's just threesomes or your swingers.
Right.
Or you know, I know these are different things, but it's just that's what my mind would jump to. So I never really jumped to the thought.
And that's part of the fear. Yeah.
That goes into that. Exactly. But now that I'm thinking of it more like a teamwork or a village, because I wouldn't mind, because it's being real. It's hard it's hard adulting by yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard adulting in a relationship. It's hard
Mm-hmm.
keeping up with everything. And it's like, why not have the idea of different people to do different things to help all collectively come together? I guess
Mm-hmm.
the hiccup I get up on it is, how do you share, like I was saying, how do you share that love separately but equally? How do you make each person feel? And don't you have a main person? Ain't it a main?
Mm-hmm. You have a primary partner, but
Okay.
some people don't like those terms, primary, secondary. Some people just want to be a partner. So it's just different strokes for different folks. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just people have their
Really?
different preferences. And I mean, it is hard, especially when you're dealing with women, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes not everyone feels compersion. So not everybody's happy to see their partner engage with somebody else. And it doesn't have to necessarily be sexually. It can be sexually or emotionally or just any regards, something as
Mm-hmm.
simple as being happy for them going on a nice date or doing something that they like to do that that you don't like to do, but they have someone to do it with. Not everybody feels that way. Some people get jealous. It's just like, well, you don't look at me that way, or you don't even hold my hand. Well, your hands get sweaty, and it's nothing personal, but it's just like
Yeah.
being in that situation. That was one of the things I regret the most. It's just not really having a full understanding of how much management came into the role that I put myself in, because I was combining two very intense lifestyles at the same time, and I was the most knowledgeable,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even have all of the knowledge. So it was just like,
Right.
but
So
I was
you out here
confident.
leading the blind and you still,
I
yeah.
was ready, but I had like a patch. I wasn't blind, but I was like halfway. I had most of the information, but if they would have just
Yeah.
oh, I got it. I figured out. Give me a second. Says that this is no, this is
Hold on, let me look
normal.
that up.
No, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is normal. It's okay to be jealous. You can't swing on me. Okay, that's what it
Right.
says. That's
No
abuse. You
swinging.
know what I mean?
I know
So
you.
it's
I know
just
how you
like
like to tussle.
you like to tussle. So it's just like, sometimes people just don't. They think they want something, they don't want something. You have to make sure that you find people who are experienced, who already kind of went through those growing pains, who are very self-aware, who've been to therapy, all of that shit, and then you can kind of add these complex lifestyles on. You know what I mean? But if you're in survival mode on some weird shit, like, you're not going to be good for the group, or at all. You're gonna and it's being able to spot out like the weak link, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
knowing who to add and who to subtract and who to keep over here, who can be, a nesting partner, who just probably needs to be somebody you see, on vacations and things like that. And it doesn't mean that one is more valuable than the other. It just means that one fits your lifestyle and one doesn't. And that's how you have like complete control over your life. Like, you don't have to leave it up to chance. You don't have to put all that pressure, that burden on one person.
Right.
They might have their own dreams. Like they want to support your rap career, but God damn it, they want to be a gymnast, and y'all schedules conflict, and you need that bad bitch in your videos, and it can't be her.
Yeah.
So it's just,
So let me just
what
get
are you
one
gonna
that
do?
can.
Just show up. It's cool, But it takes seeing something bigger than yourself to really, be open to something like that, and it's very difficult. Very difficult. If you don't have time, if you're sleepy right now, don't get into a poly relationship. You will not.
If I'm sleeping or what? Because I'm sleepy right now all the time.
Yeah, if you're sleepy, if you're already always sleepy, if you,
don't.
It's safe for you.
See, and that's what because I do want to try. I do want to get into it. But I feel like right now, mentally, I'm not there. I'm not to the point where I need to. So once I get there, then I would like to try. But right now, I'm mentally not there, and I am sleepy all the time. So I don't want to add nothing. Because I feel like it would be aware. Because you got to keep up. Because you said you weren't aware of how much management. Now, are you talking about management of your own emotions and management of others?
I can manage my emotions. I know what to do. I know what to do. Now, some people may not like, how I do me, but it's just, I know what works for me, but having to manage other people's emotions was a little bit tricky, especially when they were so different, that can be complicated, and it's not just one relationship, and just any relationship where you have multiple people who just have different upbringings, different views, probably different, you know, desires for their lives. It's just like a lot to juggle when you're not expecting it. You kind of go into it thinking, okay, everybody's gonna manage their own shit, but no, like it's really no, everybody's responsible for everybody's shit, and it's just like it has to be some amazing balance with that. And that's one thing I realized, like, it was a very humbling experience, you know, like it's nothing like the rap video said it would be, you know, you know, like
they make it seem like it's like it sounds like some higher level shit. It sounds like you really got to be in tune with yourself and like.
And then if you are the dominant or the masculine person in that situation, man, you got to get some shut eye. You got to get some shut eye. And you got to work out at least 3 times a week. Heavy
what?
Swear to God, you got to be prepared. You have to be fight ready, not physically. Well, shit, maybe, but you got to be sharp.
Depends on who you dating. Yeah,
you got to be mentally sharp. You know what I mean, to deal with that. You know.
Yeah. See, I gotta get there. Because right now, I don't want to feel like I'm just neglecting folk. Like we together, but I'm tired.
It's just like, look,
you know,
we've been talking for 3 hours. Like, God damn, like, my bad then. Yeah.
So when did you first realize that monogamy just wasn't for you? It wasn't. And do you feel like you're gonna be a part of doing polyamory for the rest of your life, or is it kind of like I'll do it while I'm young? And
I really can't even say that monogamy isn't for me. I know, shocking, right?
Okay,
I can't
that is shocking.
I can't say it's not for me because I feel like I could definitely do it. Because again, it's not like
hard.
It's not like I have like a sex addiction or something like that. To where it's just like, no, I just gotta have, you know, it's not like that. It's a choice that you make. And if I am getting enough of what I need where I'm at, like I might not even have time to cultivate in a poly relationship outside of that, where it's like emotional and all of those things. But you know, maybe we would have time to go to like a swingers party, you know, every 3 months or something like that. That's a little, just feel around, see what's going on, you know, poke your head in. You know what I mean? But I think that I realized that I was able to try something new when I realized most people or a lot of people completely cut their exes off, and I don't. Like I don't, and it's not because like I still want to have sex with them. I mean, there's a couple of them, but it's not that. It's really just like, damn, there's life experiences, and there are times when I've like experienced some new shit and had to call someone I dated 4 years prior. Like, damn, you remember when I was fucking tripping. Like, that's my fault. Like, I didn't understand it. And I have those conversations and they're just like shocked because most people don't do that, you know? But you never know who really needs that phone call. People act like they're over people all the time, but people get hurt and people want closure or people want to understand really, you know, especially if you cared about somebody, to have somebody who's able to say, hey, yeah, that was crazy. That was, you know, that wasn't your fault. You know, I see whatever. And some people will say, you know, nigga, fuck you, it's too late. Or some people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, no, it's cool. I get it, you know, and probably never talk again. Or maybe, you know, you guys have a little, you know, random hookup in a Walmart parking lot. Who knows what'll happen? But it's just like, it's just like you have the option to feel okay with a person that you are no longer in that space with, you know?
Got you.
And I was open to that, you know, to a fault, to a certain extent, but it comes in handy. Like the ability, it comes in handy, you know. Like I'm able to connect myself with some pretty great people on a platonic level as well, you know. Maybe it's somebody I, you know, made out with in a bathroom somewhere, you know. I don't know why these are all like, I don't do that a lot. It sounds like I'm always like hooking.
Look, don't think that I'll be out here just,
you know what I'm saying, just fingering people in a Denny's bathroom. You know, that's not how I get down. But I mean, yeah, you know, hey, it gets wild sometimes, you know.
You be on some wild shit.
Yeah, don't let me ramble. That's the only thing. You can't.
No, you're not rambling. Okay. I'm listening. I had a thought and I fucking lost it because I was gonna. That happens to me a lot. Got ADHD, so just bear with me. You know.
Same.
Oh, I was gonna say, are most of your connections? Because you know you mentioned exes. Are most of your outside connections from your primary partner exes, or do it be new people, or because I really can't think of really any exes I would just want to fool. I don't trust them bitches. I'm friends with a couple of them,
right,
and I trust them, but I don't see them on that kind of romantic level anymore. But the other ones, I feel like I couldn't trust them bitches. At one point, I wanted a whole mirage of like, I want a primary partner and then like baby mamas, and we just all be a village and we can all sit together and shit like that. That's my dream. One baby mama got to acting up a little bit too much. I don't think she can be forgiven. So dream is just I don't have much hope for it anymore. I don't know. So I don't know.
Let me tell you right now, sharing a bed shit, it sounds cool. It sounds cool, but that shit is trash. It's trash. Like it's trash. Like for more than 2 days,
sharing the bed. What you mean? Exactly.
I'm sharing the bed with your partners, all of your partners in one bed, and it doesn't even matter how big the bed is. It's just never quite, you know what I mean? Especially if they don't really fuck with each other like that. Especially if you're in a V and you're the pivot point. They fuck with you for the most part, and they just tolerate each other. That shit, it sounds cool at first,
but it's not.
It makes your, the ego is just like, oh my god. But no,
I can imagine, especially if they not getting along, that tension.
Yeah,
eventually you're gonna feel that
sit them
energy.
down. It's just so much grooming involved. It's just it's a bit much. It's a bit much. So like I like them, not like certified pre-owned, I guess. Like, just already trained up a little bit. Like, like no certain things, whether it's like domestic things or things in the bed. Like it can, swap out, but you gotta be proficient in some area that I value for you to really try to handle me, you got to be careful with that too. And it's different, a little difficult in the poly situation, people will come in, they try to make demands, and you really have to know what you want, and stand on that
for yourself. I stand on that
for yourself. Yeah. And you have to be mindful of what other people can tolerate too. Cause some people bite off more than they can chew, and you have to be mindful enough to say, you know what, I really don't think you can handle this, and put your foot down and be a leader in that situation,
Gotcha.
That's it's a lot. It's not just group brunches and threesomes. It's really not. And I don't think poly people are any hornier than monogamous people. I think we all just want to. It's not. It's really not. I think I didn't even have that. I mean, well, okay, that's cap. And it was I had a fair amount, but that's not what I remember most. I wish it was. I wish that was what I took away from it. Just a bunch of fucking like good times and fucking champagne bottles and condoms everywhere. It's not.
But it's like,
I remember a lot of doing this. A lot of this.
Like,
I made this face a lot.
Like,
this one too. What? I did that.
What the fuck? Yeah. Like,
okay. All right. Well, fuck it. Fuck it.
Fuck it. There's a lot of just fuck it. See, that seems like
you got to reflect. You got to go back. And it depends on how bad you want it or how much you want to cultivate the relationship. It's not even about having everybody together. It's about I see value in you in my life. I see value in you in my life, and I mean, you're not gonna convince me to be a shady bitch to this person, just like she can't do that. The only person who can fuck up your position in my life is you. And that's all you have to, you have to worry about. Like, if you're doing everything that you were doing to get me or to attract me or to move me in whatever way that you did, if you keep doing that, nobody else can do that. If they could, I wouldn't even be fucking with you because that spot is already filled, I don't want to use the word void, but some people, again, maybe that dynamic doesn't work for them because they feel like, well, you know what? I should be enough. Well, goddamn it, you're not. Well, you shouldn't have to outsource. Well, you shouldn't have to outsource. Well, baby, you ain't doing it, and it's just like, why do I have to go without, like if you need your cell phone bill paid and I can't pay it, and I know if you go to brunch with Johnny, he'll pay it. It's just like, if I gotta sit in the parking lot mad as hell, then that's just what it is. You can't block somebody else's anything,
But
and
see,
that's what it comes down to.
I don't want to be mad. I want to be at peace with whatever's going on.
Well, why would you be mad?
For me, is I can be honest and say insecurity. That is a part I feel like I need. I feel like my insecurity feeds into jealousy. And so, and it feeds into that fear of, just like I asked the question, why ain't you afraid? Like, what if somebody else is doing something that they like more, and then they decide, well, what the fuck I ever need with you? I got some more over here with this person. So that feeds into that insecurity of, what if I'm not enough? So I have to feel enough with myself in order to, be able to fuck around with other people. Because otherwise, I feel like I would be mad. Like, damn, what the fuck y'all got going on? Why I can't be invited? Why I can't join the brunch?
That's normal. Well, why can't you? Who said you couldn't? But are you gonna be stank with your face all turned up while you there asking weird questions like, well, you don't never rub on my knee like that, like
I
don't know, God, you don't wear shorts, like damn. No, I mean, I had to answer some of the weirdest questions of my life, like crazy shit.
What's the weirdest question that you ever got?
Quote unquote. No, and then you were just there, just eating that bitch's pussy with your pants on. What?
What difference do? Was I supposed to take them off?
Yeah, apparently, because that was then. I guess she felt left out. It was just like,
you eat the bitch pussy with your pants on.
You eat the bitch pussy with your pants on. How was I supposed to eat it?
That's one of them.
I was getting right to it, like I'm telling you, and you don't understand. Like, it sounds funny right now, but the amount of anger and rage that was produced from that situation, like, because I forgot to disrobe from the bottom. You know what I mean? Before it was, we was in a, how you gotta check out the Airbnb at a certain time.
Right.
I had the bags in the car. Was trying to do something real quick. I wasn't thinking straight.
I wasn't thinking. I didn't think I had to fully undress. Like, damn.
Yeah, this is my birthday and shit. Like, I don't. I'm just trying to. I wasn't thinking. I don't know. My bad. But it's just like, it'll hurt somebody. They crying about it in the car. 3 hours. Just. Your pants off. Like, damn. Like.
Don't you think that would kind of cause for you to be like, listen, is this really about pants, or is this something deeper?
It was something deeper.
On? Yeah, something we gotta explore. What's going deeper?
Yeah, everybody's
I'm not saying get into what I'm saying. Is that, do you have to start? Is that at that point you gotta be like, hey, is this deeper than pants? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I know you ain't mad about me eating some pussy in some pants, dog.
Pretty much. Yeah, you're real bitter about these britches. Okay.
Real bitter about these britches.
Yeah, and it was deeper. It was deeper than pants, but again, it's just like you put yourself in these situations where it's just like something that, to me, simple, really truly hurt somebody that I cared about, and I'm like dismissing it, like, nigga, like, chill out. Like, I forgot to take my pants off. My bad. It all went down like it was supposed to at the end. Like damn. But you can't treat it like that. You have to literally, oh, damn, babe.
Talk it through.
I'm such a fucking dick. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? You really gotta get on that level.
Like, pants off. I'm sorry, baby.
Okay. Why didn't you should have smacked me in the head? You know what I mean? Like, you really
stop me.
Yeah, like, you really have to. And it's just like, that's one of the things I wished I was more prepared for, because I feel like I mishandled a lot of situations, not because I was being malicious or because I didn't know. It was new. I'm in real time calling my friends, like, or my poly professional friends, like, hey, what does it mean when they like,
when they get to crying about pants? What the fuck?
We've been talking for 4 hours. She said that I see her as too much of a friend, and she wants me to lust after her more. We've been fucking for so long. What does it matter? Like, it's great sex, like, just not understanding like how deep it was. It's a lot. It sounds
like a lot of catering to a lot of other people, and that can
emotions.
Be like emotions.
A lot of emotional work. That is the hardest part about all of it, is what I'll say. Anything else I could have managed, but the emotional labor that comes from it If you constantly working that night shift, ain't nobody putting in them hours. It's hard on the back. Hard on the back.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. So you have to make sure that you are dealing with people who understand and who have kind of like that light energy when it comes to it. And if they've been like hurt a lot, if they're trying poly for all the wrong reasons, it's just like,
what are the wrong reasons?
What are the typical ones people say? Oh, they just want to fuck other people. They're tired of relationships. The same reasons people become lesbians out of nowhere. It's just like, I'm tired of you. Like, no, and that's why I can't say I put it on pause. I've just been very, very, very particular about the people that I have in my polycule. Like, it's just not,
you gotta
because it's so mainstream now. And everybody's just saying it, and it's just like, nah.
And they're not fully understanding.
Yeah. It's like, see, enthusiasm. That's where I was.
I thought. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that sounds like the wrong reasons. Because somebody saying I'm tired of relationships, it sounds like that's the complete opposite. It sounds like you're taking more relationships, more mental, more emotional, more.
And they're not truly genuine. And what you have to watch out for as well are people who just need a place to be. You know what I'm saying? Some people just, they just need somewhere to sleep. Their baby mamas they just switched up on them, She got a little CNA license. She acting funny. So now they're out here on the prowl claiming to be poly, but really they just need a place to stay. So you got to watch out for those people. You got to watch out for the people who will agree to be in poly relationships with you just to get with you, thinking they can change you. That one is
I don't need nobody. Don't come over here thinking that you finna steal me away.
No. Now if she takes off running, then somebody might get laid off and you might get promoted. But I'm not just gonna let you come in here. You know what I'm saying?
It might be a promotion if she leaves. If she voluntarily resigns.
That's different. That's different. But you're just not gonna come over here and just push her off the register and throw your apron down. Like, that's not cool. She's been here for a while. She's earned her stripes. Yeah, and you got to be able to say that.
That's what I'm about to say. How do you make people like it without being? But it's like for real. Like, look, don't come in here thinking.
You have to be it. You have to show them. You can't just tell them, "Hey, chill out with all of that." You have to. That's what I learned. You got to put that. You got to put a stop to that immediately. Like immediately. Like no nonsense. Like zero tolerance. Like. And it's hard because you're like, damn, man, this person's like really great. It's just a little, maybe we can. Then you get to wanting to, if I could just add a little bit of salt to it, it'd be all right. No, don't do it.
No,
don't do it. If it's not right, it's not right. You can't always make it right. Now, if somebody's just learning to adjust, or if somebody's just not familiar, that's different. But you'll know. What's a healthy situation to be in. Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. How do you even do people just be coming at you since they know this lifestyle? Do they just be hitting your DMs, or people just be coming at you like, hey, I want to be a part of the tribe? Like what they
listen, like I said, you have to watch out for people who will say anything. It's just like, hey, you have to be mine. Yeah. And so what I don't put out really are my list of requirements, because it would be pretty, I think it might be a little problematic, so I don't tell people what my absolute hell no's are, but I know them, and that's enough. So I might I'm still nice, okay, well, yeah, send me your resume, but if it's just I gotta see what you do
with the resume, gotta consist.
You gotta know how to do certain shit, and you gotta have the right mindset. Me personally at this stage right now, nope, can't even do it. Can't even say it. But you gotta know what you can put up with. I'm gonna be honest. I lost my train of thought. But a poly relationship won't fix your shitty relationship, so you just keep that in mind when you're looking. So some people start to reach out, so they know that I'm poly, and maybe their situation's getting a little And
Rocky.
they're like, oh yeah, so how long have you been poly? What's it? I don't know if I could ever share, but they get to talking that shit. Nah, I'm cool.
No.
I'm cool. I don't want to, it's like kind of fucking with a straight girl, Like,
yeah, when
I'm
you're
cool.
lesbian,
Like,
it's like, but it's
If
just
you're
an
bi,
experience.
I'll fuck with it. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't discriminate against bi women because I like to throw dick. So it's just like I don't want to have to deal with a lesbian that's just like, come on, what, baby, come on, you trust me? Don't you trust me? Like,
if you trust me, you let me slide it in.
Yeah, but like, just come on, I can't get you pregnant. So I gotta get you pregnant. Like,
right,
it's okay.
Just tip. But nah, but
so people do approach, but I don't really take people super seriously online unless we like meet, like we'd have to hang out or whatever. But outside of that, like it's when I meet people out and I tell them I'm poly, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and I can see right there. So I kind of start out with that just to see, even
just
if
to throw
like,
it out there, see
yeah, even if I'm not seeing anybody, like for a while I was like, man, fuck this poly shit. I'm done with it. This is trash. Like, I mean, they did a number on you, boy. Okay, they really did. But then I was like, no, I'm not gonna let them like a bad situation, like not, and I hope I didn't ruin anything for them either, So it's just like I want to still be open to my experiences and not, nasty and bitter about it. So
right.
Kind of like where I'm at with it.
Oh, what's the wildest story that you can tell me that had you like, what the fuck? And I don't want to do this shit.
The wildest story?
Yeah, that you can tell me.
When it comes to like poly? Shit, the whole story. Like the whole story. There isn't, I can't even think of the eating the pussy in the pants story. That's probably like
that was like a okay.
That was just like a wow.
We really here. This is really
so there was I can't even go into it. I can't like I'm trying to I would have to like write it down and then like retell the story later. Like there's it. So at this point, the pussy in the pants story is the funniest.
That's the wildest.
That's the wildest. Yeah. But we'll leave it there.
Well, okay, I got you.
We'll leave it there. I'm unproblematic as fuck today, so
I'm gonna give it a try. You don't want to cause no problems. I ain't trying to cause no problems for you. So how do you deal with whenever you get jealous? Like what do you take yourself? Is that a normal thing?
It's a normal thing. I confront myself like, why are you tripping? Like, like I'm asking myself what is making me insecure about them dealing with this other person. Are they like taller than me? Like they got more money than me? You know what I mean? They got I don't know. They got a six pack. You know what I mean? What is it?
Yeah.
But then I think about it and it's just like, okay, well, how far am I away from that shit? Okay, well, all right, fine. He can shine for his little 2 months, but I'm coming for your ass. Like I'm just competitive in nature like that. So I'm not gonna slap my girl around, like, bitch, this chicken is cold. Like I'm not gonna do that. But I might, I'll make a joke or say something. I'll let her know that I'm feeling jealous though.
Type of way.
I have to, because if I keep it in, then it becomes weird. There's nothing wrong with being like jealous. Like I said, it's normal, and how I talk myself out of it is how I talk myself out of it. I might not never do another crunch in my life, but in that moment, it just made me feel good to know that, I'd probably catch him, like whatever.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell my partner, I might make a joke like, oh, going to eat lamb chops with that nigga again? Oh, okay. Like, like I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna be like angry or
about it.
About it. It's just like you gotta
address
laugh
it
it
when
off.
you bring it up. How do they normally address it?
They'll laugh they'll laugh because I'm being an asshole, and for me to be jealous or to come across jealous to them is very laughable considering what they put up with for me. So they don't really show me much empathy, which isn't fair, but they're just like, really? Oh, you're jealous? Okay, yeah, sure you
You know,
are.
put too
Like
much
they don't even
energy in.
believe me. They can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't believe that. Like I would be tripping on them, and it's just like, well, I don't know how you see yourself, queen, but I happen to like you. So
Right.
yeah, I am feeling a little perturbed.
Queen.
Yeah, like don't minimize my feelings because you don't value yourself. You know?
But see, I think that's a good thing. I think they might be thinking that because they know that you that nigga. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are you jealous for? You know, you that nigga.
And
Like,
no, because once I'm that nigga, but like once they get irritated, I ain't nothing but a fucking finger push away from, you know what I mean, being a lame. Like they get in their feelings, and it's just
I feel
yeah,
you. I'm
yeah.
there. I feel like with majority of people I date, I'm like a prized possession that whenever they 1st get it, it's like once you really see what you done got, you like,
Yeah.
oh, this.
Oh, now you know, and they're either
Like, God
overprotective
damn,
or they
nigga,
just
I ain't
real
know.
reckless. It's like, damn, just love me like you was loving me at first. That's what we was.
Right.
I haven't
Yeah,
changed because I don't switch. Like I start out every relationship putting my best foot forward, and then I subtract or add. Well, I can't, subtract based on performance. You know, like if I thought you was hot shit, and then I'm now 3 months in, I'm realizing, damn, you can't, like you ain't really all of that. It's just like, I might have to have a little budget when we go out now, like, and that's just because I gotta save up for the one that's really, gonna
just really popping. The one that's just really
like
on.
I gotta, because you could be my little boo, but like my wife, I gotta save up for my wife because she gonna be here any minute now. Goddamn, like she should be, hopefully, hell.
See,
So you just
I
have to
feel like
know. Some people aren't comfortable with that. They feel like super entitled, and it's just like, no, you're not doing half the shit you said you could do for real. So I'm not gonna keep.
See, I feel like I
what?
was doing that in the past. And not that I wanted to be poly, they just wouldn't have been down with that because I felt like I was moving according to how I categorized them in my life. It's kind of like you cool, you can be my little boo, you cool, but you're not gonna be wifey. So I'm not gonna put my all into it. We can still fuck around, no, we still be cool, but they wasn't really down with that shit. Like they wanted the all, and I'm like, I'm not trying to give you the all.
See, I'll give you the all. So I'll give you like a little trial run of all, of all. I'll give you my all for a trial period, and just to see if you can, like, okay, you weren't ready. I can understand you didn't think you was gonna meet somebody like me. Very rare, fine. I get it. But now that we're here, we here. Okay, cool. You came to the interview. You weren't really dressed appropriate, but it's fine. Whatever. I see potential. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. And then 3 months later, it's just like, and of course I'm going to do whatever it is that they need me to do. So if I need to dial back on certain things, or if they're, they were raised Catholic, so they really can't have this kind of thing. It's like, all right, fuck it. I'll clean this up a little bit. I'm willing to make whatever adjustments I need to get what I want. I'm going to give you whatever you want so that you can give me whatever I want. And that's just like,
how do you do that with multiple people?
Well, if they all want different things, it's easier. But the problem is,
I would think that would be harder. But the problem is
if it depends on how it lines up. Like if they want different things from you, like if somebody wants you, mostly for like physical reasons, like sexual reasons, or because you make them look good when y'all go out, that's one thing. If somebody wants you for like emotional support, that's another thing. If somebody just really needs help, they got hella kids, and you good with them, and you get some snacks, but you take everybody. You'll do it. So it just really depends on what it is that you need from that situation, and how much you want to invest, and how much responsibility you want to take on per person, I guess. Everybody's not meant to be a primary partner or like a nesting partner. Everybody's not meant to meet your fucking kids either, like my kid, she doesn't know that I'm poly, she probably thinks I have a lot of friends, but I'm not like
telling her that these are people.
No, when I talk to her, I talk to her about singular partners, like I will talk about like, whatever gender, I'm like, if you want to, when you meet your husband or wife or whatever you decide to do, and I talk like that. I don't really explain it to her because it's just, she hasn't, not that I'm waiting for her to ask me about it, but it just hasn't been a priority for me. She's being a kid. You know what I mean? It's a lot, just introducing husband and wife to her, So it's just like, oh,
Right.
okay,
So it's
yeah,
like,
cool.
yeah.
She's not ignorant to anything, you know. She's
Mm-hmm.
very aware.
Observant.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's
Most
very
kids
aware of
are.
like pronouns and, you know, gay, straight. She's just
Mm-hmm.
very just sweet. Super
Right.
sweet.
So the
And
conversation will
accepting.
come
Yeah.
whenever it comes. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Whenever it
much.
comes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
feel
She's
you.
like, Mom, if she comes to me like, Mom, I like this boy and da da da, but you know, I like this girl too, and I just
Well,
ew. I
you
mean, what do
could.
you? I mean, now hold on. I'm not sure I'm at the point where I can comfortably. I haven't mastered poly enough to where I can comfortably tell my daughter, "Hey, go be poly," because I don't have enough information to give her. You know what I mean? That's what
Gotcha.
I learned through my
Mm,
poly journey so far. You know, so in
mm.
certain situations, like I didn't have enough knowledge, and I was trying to, you know, and
Where
I
did
was
you
the
get
only one
your
really
knowledge?
I was the only one doing the research. You know, everybody else was just kind of
Along for the
following
ride.
my lead,
Yeah, following
along
your
for the
lead.
ride, and
Mm-hmm.
that was not what I signed up for, you know. So that was
Got you.
difficult. What were you saying? You were asking something. I think I
Where
cut
do
you
you?
off.
I'm sorry. I be cutting people off. Where do you get your knowledge from?
Books. I just Google things online. I talk to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
The first book I read was Ethical Slut.
Mm-hmm.
The author skips I can't think of the author right now, but Ethical Slut was one, and then I read More Than Two. That's another one. And I think those are good starting points for anybody trying to, you know, just get a
Yes.
loose understanding of
Okay, I'm gonna have to write
the
them down.
lifestyle.
You
Yeah.
said more than
Ethical Slut and no, it's More Than Two. I'm sorry, More Than Two
two.
and Ethical Slut.
And ethical. All right.
Yeah, I should have wrote those down.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check them out
Yeah.
just to dibble and
Yeah.
dabble. Oh, excuse me. That was all in everybody's ear.
Was it?
Yep, that's gonna be
I didn't
all
know
in
what that
there.
was. I thought the mic, it was like a little static or something.
No, my bad. I was just clearing my throat. I had some this weather changing got my gunk. Where are you at now? Are you in?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't quite sure where you at this point. I feel like you be all over the globe.
Well, that's generous. Not all over the globe, but I move around. I move around when I can. I definitely like to see the world and capture art and just feel how I feel in different places. And it definitely opens my mind to a lot, clears me up.
A lot of different things. Is that
Yeah.
how you? Because I can't remember if you answered like how long you've been poly, like just. But has your seeing the world and just opening your mind and deciding to be free and living your own truth, has that contributed to your, I guess, you being able to do poly lifestyle? Because I feel like it can be a hard thing to do, to explain, because a lot of people don't understand, or they just think it's all about sex, so they presume different things, you know. So yeah, do you feel like that has contributed to that?
I think it has also, like, having support, like having a network of supportive people who don't think what you think is weird. It allows you to kind of explore a lot of things, and just kind of going against the grain just gives you access to so much more stuff.
Right.
If you can put up with, I guess, the backlash of it all. Yeah, people looking at you, if you can stand it, like, then yeah, it's worth it, because it's like pushing yourself into a different, like, atmosphere every time you make a change like that, you know. When you do something outside of it does something to your brain, you know. There's like a chemical reaction or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I like that feeling, you know, because you know, I battle with like anxiety and depression. So I was always trying to like find that thing that was going to make me feel good all the time. It was like sex, alcohol, drugs, and then art and music and people and just you get older and you experience things, and you can't lean on those same devices anymore, those same crutches.
Right.
So you have to kind of like evolve. Obviously, I'm drinking wine right now, but you have to evolve past certain shit, you know, certain relationships, certain attitudes.
Change, right?
And then the more you change, just like, okay, you did what your mom did, or you did what your dad did, you did what your aunt did, that shit didn't work, so you gotta create something new to do, or you gotta go outside. Like, I remember when, like, like, when everybody just thought just white people were just weird. Like, white people just, like, they find ways to be happy, so they just do a bunch of just off the wall shit. And so me growing up, it was just like, I always thought that, like, it was like, okay, they're being weird, that white people are white peopling, but no, they are finding reasons in this fucking earth. They're putting their toes in the fucking mud. They're finding, and once you, like, get past, like, the weird part of it, it's just like, yeah, this is nice. Like, doing something outside of the norm. Like, it's I think as a culture, like, we put off things like, oh, that's white people shit, but it's really like, we didn't have access to a lot of it. You know what I mean? So it's it's like that thing where you call something stupid, that's dumb, because you can't do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right.
But is it though? Like, cause some of this yoga shit is hitting. You know what I mean? That skydiving shit changed my life. Like, I could have went wrong, but shit, so could riding in a car with one of my cousins. Like, it's just like, I'm gonna take my chances doing some different shit, and it's been working out.
So, I see.
It's been working out. Yeah, for sure. Definitely wouldn't go backwards or take any of it back. Yeah,
that's some good shit. Good shit.
So you gonna start a poly relationship?
I want to. I want to, but like I said, I feel like I want to get myself better mentally in order to, get myself better mentally, so I can be able to give my all to my primary partner, and then be able to kind of see.
What do you think it would take?
From my end, I've got to work on my communication as a whole. I don't communicate enough, and I tend to let things build up. So I've got to work on not sitting in resentment, not letting things build up, being able to open up my mouth and speak my mind and get the issue solved right then, as opposed to just sitting on it. So I feel like my communication is lacking, and I feel like it will only lack. I feel like if I can't properly communicate with the main one that I'm with now, how am I going to be able to communicate with other relationships or other people as well? But so yeah, once my communication, but I'm going to therapy and shit like that. So I'm hoping that.
So you feel like you won't be received, so you don't communicate? You like shut down?
Maybe. I have to sit and think about it. Maybe, because honestly, I'm used to being shut down in my relationships. This is the first healthy relationship where I can actually say that I'm being heard, or that I'm even asked to communicate, or what's wrong, or let me know. So I feel like any other time in the past I've expressed a concern, I'll try to express myself, I've just been shut down. So it's no point in, what I'm saying, and saying anything. So I don't say anything. I feel like it's not going to change anything. So yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm glad that you have somebody that is kind of opening the door for you to get comfortable doing it, because it's like a muscle that you have to exercise, and when you've been silenced or oppressed or shut down before, whether it was like family or like relationships or like careers, it can really fuck with your like confidence and your self-esteem.
Right.
So I think it's great, like I said, connecting with those people. That was one of the reasons why I was so adamant about maintaining my poly status, because the people that I was connected with, whether I saw them physically or not, like, they helped me communicate things. They helped me understand myself. They pushed me. They motivated me. They educated me on things. And it was just like, that was way more valuable than, what I wasn't willing to give it up. This is what I was saying,
Gotcha.
So, and you have to be able to see value in that, and like, put forth a lot of effort, like, because you don't want her to stop. You don't want her to stop asking you to communicate or give up. It's going to hurt. And it's going to like perpetuate, whatever feelings that you had. So while that person is still, and you have like that clean slate, like, I love new relationship energy, or NRE, you have like that clean slate, and I like to try and keep the slate clean in my relationships as long as possible, because once you have those moments, it kind of like those little stains. If you don't talk about it or communicate, you know, you can't like wash it away. You know, it just builds up, and you know, and communication is kind of like that little rag to kind of give you that clean slate back. You know, so definitely be sure to be enthusiastic when sharing your feelings with her, because you know what it's like to not have somebody like ask you.
Right, and not want me to communicate. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's good. Like that's that. Like I had to find my voice again. You know, over the past like 5 years, I just feel like, you know, in so many different ways, I was like silenced or shamed or just, and I got tired of it. You know, it was like really, I was just really, really unhappy. Like really unhappy with myself, really unhappy with my life, and I was doing a bunch of things to try and figure it out. But I didn't have the right resources. I didn't have the right, you know, support system around me. And I think now that I do, it's just like, it's just great. And I recommend it to anybody. Just step outside your box and don't be afraid to love who you want to love, and let people who inspire you, like, you know. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I think that's a good little note for us to end on. I would like to, I'm not quite sure how long this was, but I would like to thank you for even taking the time to just talk with me a little bit and just share some of your expertise, because I would consider you to be a poly expert. So whenever I do start, you're more of an expert than I am, so some of my questions might be directed towards you.
You make me want to read something right now just so I can be on point.
You gotta start being on point. You probably the polymaster to a lot of people, because you know more than you want the average person.
Yeah.
So you know, but yeah. So just thank you for just stopping in and gracing us with your presence. And I just want to thank all of my listeners and all of my followers for listening in as well. If you would like, you can go ahead and follow the Instagram. I said what I said _ with Guap, GWAP. You can also follow the YouTube. I said what I said with Guap. If you want to go ahead and let us know your social media handles. Then I just lost my train of thought. PrettyPerception. If you would like to go ahead and let us know your social media handles.
So PrettyPerception _ well, first of all, sorry, thank you for having me. I love what you're doing. I support what you're doing, and we've been talking about this for a little bit, so I'm excited. I was excited to hear you were doing it, and I would love to be back anytime, just so you know, in case you were wondering. Just so you know. PrettyPerception _ don't forget the underscore. My photography page is Perception Photography. It's both pages are in my handle, so you'll be able to find it. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
This is my first podcast.
Really?
Yes, I've done radio. But I've never done podcast.
But you've never done podcasts. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I want to get radio started, so I'm just hold on. I'm gonna be doing big things. So
I'm here.
This is definitely this won't be your last time.
How you do that little dance, shoot that bitch shit. How you do that? How you do that? How you feel? I love that ass in them pants. Know you had to jiggle, had to do a little dance. Baby, keep it natural, she ain't even got them plans. Know I had to scoop her.